Previously on episode 17, we are now at 610 LP in Challenger. Guys, if you have missed out on episode 17, do not forget to check this one out because I am explaining a really interesting mechanic about the Riven queue which you probably or might want to know about. And with that being said, let's continue with episode 18. The first game we played, we were playing Camille against a Sion because Riven was being banned. This is actually a really good matchup for Camille because you can cancel all the stuns and everything that Sion is using just by your own E. So right here, we did a really good trade on the Sion, and this was kind of the interesting part because Sion was staying in the lane. It was actually really obvious that the enemy jungler was coming to the top lane as this guy was kind of overextending in lane, so I did the risk right here. I did go in on the Sion. In return, I actually died for this, but it's still okay because we're just trading kills with each other, and this allows me to snowball on my matchup even harder. As we were farming in the top lane, I saw this really big fight happening around the mid lane, and I wasn't quite sure whether I should walk there and help them out immediately or stay in the top lane and just farm it out because the team fight was kind of messy. But at the end of the day, I think it was much better if I just walked there immediately and help out that Yasuo as fast as I could, because I think I could have helped this Yasuo live while also taking the kill on the Hecarim. So I kind of made a big mistake. But at the same time, it's okay because we still got one kill, so. I've also grouped up with the team together so that we could force the Inferno together with the team while Sion is farming the top lane, so this was honestly a free dragon for us. And then I saw a really good opportunity to gank mid lane because there were two people pushing and farming the top lane while there was one guy farming the bot lane. So only Hecarim could be here at this point. We could easily 2v2 the Akali as well as the Hecarim, so I was just looking for my chances right here to go in for the all-in and then take all of these kills. Yasuo did make a really big risk though because he was around like 100 HP and somehow he manages to live. It's okay, we got like 2 kills. That's honestly very good. We're also about to get the tower now as well, so we're getting really far in the game. This was definitely one of those other situations where diving mid lane was honestly perfect because Sion was being pressured in by me in the bot lane and top lane was also being pressured in by the enemy team. So that means that this Hecarim was absolutely alone and super easy to die for us. So once again, we're getting 1 kill and now we can finish off the entire tower. The enemy team was building a lot of armor this game in order to counter us. Little did they forget that we have a Yasuo in the mid lane as well as a Camille in the top lane, so building a lot of armor doesn't really work very well. At the end of the day, this was a very free win. After winning the first game of the day, we are now at 632 LP. The second game we played, we were playing against a Warwick and we just had a really good gank from the support, except we didn't get the kills, so I've made the call in order to dive the Warwick under tower. And this guy gets an insanely good hook off, which gets us another kill. The Warwick will now lose all the farm and stuff, so he's gonna fall behind pretty hard this game. The best thing you can do against a Warwick is to buy Executioner as the first item so that he doesn't heal anymore, and then find a way in order to one-shot this Warwick. Right here, I've already had multiple kills, I've already had the red buff, I've also already had the Executioner, so there was technically no way that Warwick was gonna beat me at this point. Something that Riven is really good at in this game is by split pushing on the side. Right here, you saw that Warwick was teleporting to the bot lane trying to stop me from split pushing as well as taking the farm. So I try to move as fast as I can to the mid lane to flank the enemy team on the side. This allowed us to go in for a 5 against 4 without the Warwick being here at all. This is how we basically won the fight. Warwick wasn't there, he couldn't do anything at all. And he basically lost them the entire fight right here. So we're getting all the kills. We're also getting the Warwick kill as well right here, but we've had to try a little bit. But at the end of the day, we won this game as well. After winning this game, we are now at 653 LP. The next game we played was also a very interesting one because we were playing Camille in the top lane and we wanted to take that level 1 red buff from the enemy team. But right when the red buff is about to spawn, Pantheon came in, he walked into the bush, and this is how we get the first blood of the game. So the enemy jungler is now going to fall behind as we are taking the red buff, but also he's still dead. He has to walk all the way back, so that's really good for us. The enemy jungler was so far behind that my top lane was really easy to deal with because Camille has the winning lane against Sion. I didn't have to worry about any ganks because Pantheon was just way too far behind, so I tried to play as aggressive as I could, trying to find ways to beat Sion, and this is definitely one of them. After we got that kill on the Sion, all we've had to do beyond this point was to make one single good teleport and help the bot lane, and then eventually force towers and all of that stuff. Right here, I saw a really good chance to TP bot lane and help out my team. We got the kill on the Twitch. We've also got the kill on the Swain as well. So now it's just a matter of just pushing it out and then take the tower. Everyone had won their lanes pretty hard, so now we won the game and we are at 678 LP. The next game we play, which is game number 4, we were playing Camille in the top lane against a Darius because Riven was being banned once again. But that's okay because we can play Camille too. Anyway, we've had the pressure right here on the Darius, and I saw a really good chance for us to walk down mid lane and gank this Galio so we could help out the mid lane a little bit because the mid lane was having a lot of trouble against this Galio. I don't think he had a ward in this bush as he didn't really react to my gank at all, but I've still had to use my flash in order to get to this guy, so now we're starting up with the first blood of the game. I was focusing on the bot lane as well as the mid lane because Darius is kind of a matchup where you cannot really do that much as the Darius counters Camille just way too hard in many ways. So I've had a really good teleport off here. I've almost had the Janna, but unfortunately Galio comes in, holds the Janna, and she actually gets out alive. This Galio had some problems warding his lane, I think, because he didn't even see any of us coming to this lane right here. So we just had a free kill on the Galio again. The next step we've had to do was to push in the towers and actually try to force something because I've had a lot of trouble in the Darius matchup. We've had to do something in order to push my team ahead. And the best way to do that is by roaming, getting the kills, and then forcing the towers completely. Darius was still farming the top lane as we were taking the mid tower, so the Ringo was sitting here. He couldn't really do anything against both of us, and at this time we were just taking all the plating, so this was my way of getting ahead in this game. You would be surprised how well this actually works. We are literally never in the laning phase. We're just permanently roaming throughout the entire game. Right here, we even got a catch on the Janna as well. So we got that kill, and now I can walk bottom, and we can even force that bottom tower now as well. We have a much bigger impact on this game than Darius ever had. Right here, my team made a big mistake in which they get caught. But you know, I'm here as well to finish everything once and for all. So we're catching the Janna right here with my ultimate. No problem for us. We're really strong right now because of all these catches and assists and stuff. We're also getting the kill on the Galio now as well. So it doesn't really matter that we are far behind in terms of farm because we have a lot of kills and a lot of assists. So we're still technically really strong. My biggest advice to all of you guys out there who have a really hard matchup and like a really hard time trying to get somewhere in the game is simply by trying to roam around, get good really teleports off, and make things happen. Try to look into a way to get your teammates ahead in this game so that they can actually carry you instead of you carrying them. Sometimes it's not about your laning phase, sometimes it's simply about getting your teammates ahead so that they can do the work for you. After winning this really good game, we are now at 693 LP, really close to 700 LP in Challenger, guys. Anyway, if you guys want to see the full games live and everything, do not forget to check out the stream because I am literally streaming every single game you see live on stream. Also, if you want to talk to me on Discord, do not forget to join my Discord server as I am on the Discord server a lot. Also, if you got any kind of questions, do not forget to put your question down in the comments right below as you might get a possible chance that I might answer your question. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video, watching today's episode. I'll catch you guys up in the next upcoming video, in the next upcoming episode, as well as the next upcoming stream, man. See you guys soon.